And people think I've been trying to dodge it.
This video is made possible by the generous support of TrueLove.com members. If you like this content and would like to show your support, visit TrueLove.com/membership to become a member, where you'll be able to access additional content, interact with other members through the TrueLove.com app. You are free to cancel anytime. I don't know where to start with this, and I have a lot to say, so I think this is going to be a multiple part video on Tiffany Gomas's recent news junket, because there's so much to cover, and I want to get this out before the Vlogmas starts, which means I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time making this video finessed. So it's going to be a little rough and jagged around the edges, but there's so much to say. I am speechless when it comes to this interview she did on Pardon My Take. I find it insulting. I find it mind-boggling, and I think she's gaslighting people. And I don't use that term lightly. After going through in tedious detail the things that she said in this interview, coupled with these two friends of hers that she's talking to in this interview, and how they have basically put words in her mouth, and they've painted the audience as crazy because if they think this, then they're crazy, they're the crazy ones, comes up multiple times in this interview. She also had an interview on Inside Edition that I want to cover. She's been posting on social media. She's made multiple media appearances on other blogs, other podcasts, and news outlets such as, I think it was CBS, and also she's appearing on some sports programs, and so she's getting a lot of media attention right now. So she's waited 4 months to come out to start talking, and what does she have to say? Absolutely nothing. She said she saw nothing, and she's downplaying her performance. She's downplaying her reaction. She's totally ignoring the fact that she said everything surrounding that motherfucker's not real. She's ignoring the fact that she freaked out, the fact that she was crying, the fact that she said that the plane was going to go down, the fact that she said that it was going to blow up, that plane's not going to make it to Orlando. Totally ignored all of that, downplays it, makes it seem like it's just something funny that happened, her worst moment captured on camera for all to see, and now she's just embracing it and leaning into it like it's not a big deal, and she's just embarrassed because all she cares about is how she looks. I'm so surprised by how angry I am by this, because it's insulting. It's insulting to every person who's paid any attention to her story and how they are trying to play it off, how she's trying to play it off like we're the crazy ones. And this is the entire agenda, and Megyn Kelly is playing into it as well. And this is what this is all about. It's all about making the person who is paying attention to it and giving it any attention and making any issue out of it crazy. You're the crazy one. So she's the one who said that MFer is not real. She did not say he is not being real. Saying that you are not real is not a figure of speech. The other thing that's insulting with these two, I think they're clowns, basically. I don't know how they have an audience. They primarily talk about sports. She's a sports girl. She's a guy's girl. So that's why she went on this show. They're friends of hers, fine. However, what I don't like about these two is how insulting they are to the people who are interested in her story, reducing it to a bunch of perverted men on the internet being interested in her simply because she's attractive. I'm a woman. I'm not interested in her. I don't think she's attractive. But the initial interest that I have in her story is, what is she doing? Why is she doing this? What does it mean? What's the real story behind it? And why is the media making such a big deal out of it? Stuff doesn't just go viral for the sake of it. The media gets behind it for a reason. What is that reason? I have a deeper interest in this than just that the fact that she's attractive and she went off on a plane and had a crazy moment on the plane. And I think most people do. Even the so-called perverted men on the internet have more of an interest in her story than the fact that she's attractive. There are plenty of attractive women on the internet. We don't need her. So yeah, I find it insulting. I find it insulting to women who are interested in it. I find it insulting to level-headed men who are interested in it. And I find it insulting to men everywhere that they are reducing this to just going viral because perverted men on the internet find her attractive. Come on now. Maybe rant over. Let's get into this, all right?
You probably remember her. She did go viral a few months ago, the plane incident, which we can put that in the past. I mean, who cares about that, right? Oh, was that fingers crossed?
Please.
Oh, please. Yeah. So
I don't even remember. That's
yeah. I don't even remember what we're talking about.
You're just our friend, so we invited you to come on the podcast.
Right.
Right up front, they admit that they are friends, and that's why she's on the show. And then they say, let's just forget about the whole thing. Well, if they want to forget about the whole thing, why is she being interviewed? If you want to forget about something, you stop focusing on it. You stop talking about it. Or, in her case, she should have come clean from the get-go, but she didn't.
So, what did you see?
You really start off with that?
He comes right out of the gate asking her what did she see, and she dodges right away. This is just an indicator of what's to come because she dodges everything. And like I showed at the very first clip at this whole video, the first thing that she says that is actually true is that she has tried to dodge it, and that is what she's doing. She's dodging at every turn. First dodge right out of the gate. What did you see? You really want to ask that right out of the gate? Yeah, because that's the only thing that anybody cares about. That's the only thing that anybody wants to know, and you've been dodging it for 4 months, and that's why you're here. But no, she knows that if she tells you right out the gate, nobody's going to watch the rest of the clip because nobody cares. Oh, but really, all we care about is looking at a hot girl who went crazy on a plane. So which is it? Either we are so perverted that we just want to watch a hot girl and we don't care what she has to say, or we just want to know what she saw on the plane. Make it make sense.
So, how crazy has your life been in the last few months? You go viral and you're like, holy shit, all these people watch this video. This is insane.
Oh man. It's been very wild. I don't even know how to explain it, honestly. There's no playbook to going viral, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just a normal person, is contrary to what people think. Promise you I'm a pretty normal person.
She tries very hard to convince us that she's just a normal person. I'm not convinced that she's just a normal person. If she is a normal person, then she's a narcissist, and there are several indicators that show she may be a narcissist. Word salad being top of the list, gaslighting the second, and, all she cares about is her image, but we'll get to that later.
And after this all went viral, my life did change. I chilled for a little bit, and people didn't think that because TMZ and all the things, but no, I did. I didn't come out of my house for over 4 weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Literally blinds down everything.
The fact that she stayed in her house, blinds down and everything for 4 weeks, and she says, I was just chilling. No, you weren't. You were hiding. You were hiding. You were dodging. So at some point you would have had to open the door. At some point you would have had to leave your house. You're running a business. Don't you have to go meet people at some point in a month period to conduct business? And then she says, I was just chilling, but people don't believe that because of TMZ and everything. Okay, so when TMZ happened, she later admits that she had been flying before that. She had been flying before that. So how is she laying low and just chilling if she had been flying before that? See what I mean? It's all over the place and it's maddening. It's a total mindfuck, this entire interview. And when they found her in the airport, she's wearing the same outfit. I don't care what the she says, she was wearing the same outfit. We'll get to that later too. So I'm not buying that she was just laying low and chilling until TMZ happened to find her. Oh my God, I've been found at the airport. No,
'Cause I would imagine it's a very scary feeling.
That's a funny story. So obviously I leave the airport finally, which I did not get arrested. I know everyone thinks I did. Don't know how I didn't, but I did not get arrested. And I had already left when they like came out with some citation or something. So I didn't refuse to sign anything. Like I just was gone.
You left, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like in the Uber calling my mom. I'm like, this is bad.
I'm having to laugh because this is driving me nuts, like listening to these people trying to spin a yarn over this story. And it really is painful to listen to. And if you have seen the video by Behavioral Arts, I don't know how he managed to maintain his composure, because after going through with a fine-tooth comb this entire interview, at first I was totally calm and didn't really care. By the end of the interview, I was so angry because of the number of mind games that they are playing, and it's literally a mind fuck. So yeah, I got all worked up. I'm gonna try to maintain my composure. It may not stay this way. But anyway. Okay. Here she says that after the flight, after the airport, she got into an Uber and she called her mom. She was already on the phone with her mom. She'd been on the phone with her mom the whole time. It's in the video. So maybe she hung up to call an Uber, or use the app to get an Uber, and then she called her mom back. Whatever, who cares? She's in the Uber talking to her mother, and she knows that she's gonna go viral. She knows it. Okay, so she's looking out for this video that she knows is gonna go viral.
Like, Mom, this is bad. And I'm like, I'm gonna go viral tomorrow.
So you saw the phones
you
out
knew.
at the time, and you were like,
I just knew what a fool I acted. Like, I just knew, I knew I was going viral.
Yeah.
I didn't catch this before, but look at this little smile on her face when she says, I knew I was going viral. Not saying she planned it, but she seems to be awfully happy about it, which would explain why she's doing this media junket.
Yeah.
And you know how social media is. Like, I'm not dumb to realize what's going to happen.
Okay, so here she says she knows how social media works. Most people do by now. She's not dumb to, and then she cuts herself off because she's about to put her foot in it. She's not dumb to how social media works because she works in marketing. So she knows how it works. She knows she made a fool of herself. She knows she's going to go viral. Now, whether she did it on purpose or not, that's another issue, but I'm not even going to get into that. I don't think she did it on purpose. The way that she was upset, she's a bad actress. I've seen her on this sports show. She was talking, reading a script, and she can't read a script. So, and she was doing a video about Halloween. She can't read a script. She can't make it sound real. So she's not a good actress. What we saw in the airport and on the airplane was real. It was a real, genuine reaction to whatever it was that caused her to react that way. She's still not going to say.
So that was like a later flight. By the time I got home, I am like literally like a crazy person. Not literally, but searching like American Airlines on TikTok. Like, I'm like, I know it's going to come out. And I am freaking out inside. Like, talk about anxiety. Way more anxiety than I had in the moment.
Okay, so here she admits that she had anxiety and it was worse than what she had on the plane. So now she's saying that she had anxiety on the plane.
And I got on another flight at 6 a.m. on Southwest.
Now, like Spidey from Behavioral Arts pointed out, this story makes no sense. She got on a flight the next morning at 6 a.m. wearing the same outfit. I'll get into it in a moment.
Wearing the same outfit?
This is her telltale smirk. Here, she's asked, were you wearing the same outfit? And she smirks, puts her tongue to the roof of her mouth and smiles, then says yes. She did this with the TMZ interview as well. And this was the moment right before she was asked, what did you see? To which she replied at the time, I cannot comment on it right now. She was told she can't say anything.
Yep.
Did you put your hair down at least the next time?
No, I can't. Like, my hair's wet. Like, the reason why I slick it back like that, people think that's like, oh, she's trying to get no, like, that's my lazy fit. Like,
Yeah.
She makes quite a bit of fuss over having her hair up because it was wet. However, women with long hair tend not to wash their hair every day, which she gets into later because her hair is very long. It takes half an hour to dry. This is why it doesn't need washing every day. If she had her hair up the day before and it was 6 p.m. when she got in the Uber, when we last saw her, it was 5:45, she still had her hair up, which means she put it up when her hair was wet. So the next day her flight was early in the morning and she still had her hair up. So why would she take it down, wash it, and then put it back up in a bun? Like, I doubt very much that a woman who has to fly the next day is even going to bother washing her hair. I know it's a small thing, but it's just a small thing in a whole set of bigger things that don't add up. That's my point.
Yeah,
hair's
you're
wet.
on an airplane.
My hair's wet.
Yeah.
Like, I tie it in a bun.
Yeah.
Like, it's long as hell. It takes 30 minutes to blow dry it. Like, I ain't trying to do that every day.
Right.
So, yeah, we get there and we're going on a cruise. So you like drop off your bags like immediately. So I can't even change.
This is another thing that doesn't add up in the details. So she says, we're going on a cruise. You have to drop off your bags immediately, so I can't even change. But she went home the night before. And I would imagine at home she has other clothes. She had the opportunity to change her clothes. And if she had put her hair in a bun the day before because it was wet, she had time to style her hair differently the next day because it wouldn't have been wet. Anyhow, she went home in between flights. She had time to change, yet she wore the same outfit on the plane the next day. Make it make sense.
So the only person that knows what's going on is my mom. We have like my grandparents, my siblings, everybody's there.
On a family cruise.
Oh yeah, but I'm the only one on, like, I'm on a separate flight.
Right.
I'm meeting them there. So yeah, I like can't even like get a new shirt out of my bag.
Okay, so this doesn't make sense either because she left the airport, she went home. At some point in this interview, she says that she had to go back to the airport to get her bags. So she had time to even go in her bag when she went home again to sleep in order to go back to the airport in the morning to catch a new flight to meet them in Orlando for the cruise.
I'm like, Mom, do you have a hat? Like, do you have a beach hat? Like, sunglasses? Anything.
What about the hat she had on the flight with her? What about that hat? Couldn't she wear that hat? What happened to that hat? So she's talking to her mom on the phone while she's in the cab. Well, when is she having this conversation with her mom about the hat? It sounds like she's talking to her mom about the hat when she gets to Orlando and she puts her bag on the cruise. But she had all this time before she even got to Orlando to change her clothes, change her hair, change her look, to do something. But now she says she only thought to change it when she got to Orlando and she's there with her family. She had anxiety over it, yet she didn't even think to change her clothes, even though she went home overnight. Like, it doesn't make sense.
But it hadn't gone that viral yet, thank goodness. But that night, I like literally got off of all of social media.
Yeah,
I
smart.
deactivated every account, deleted
Smart,
every photo.
Okay, so here she says, that night I deleted all my social media. Okay, which night? Was it the first night after the flight when you went home? Or was it the first night on the cruise, which would have been the next day? Perhaps she didn't have much of a social media presence to begin with, but somebody who is in marketing, who's 39 years old, who has probably been online for quite some time, it's very difficult to erase your social media presence, to not have any trace of her existence literally in one night. Very difficult. Here is another red flag in her story, because I don't see how it's possible to erase your social media presence in one night. In fact, it's so difficult to clear your digital footprint from the internet that people hire companies to do it.
The only photo they can find is like 10 or 12 years old from an old, like, they're like, she doesn't look like the same girl. Well, I hope not. That was 12 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean,
So you're not
I
a
got
clone.
my eyebrows microbladed since then. Sorry.
People were literally searching for her, doing picture reverse search, trying to find her based on her name because people exposed her name within 2 weeks on Twitter and nobody could find anything. She even admits somebody found a picture of her from 12 years ago and people said, oh, that doesn't look like her. Yeah, it doesn't look like her because it's from 12 years ago. But that's not why we think that she looks different. She's taken this picture from 12 years ago and trying to make it seem like that's the reason that people think that she doesn't look like the plane lady. No. We think she doesn't look like the plane lady because she doesn't look like the plane lady. The plane lady looked completely different. Okay, so maybe she had Botox. Maybe she had fillers. Maybe she had a ton of makeup put on and she had false eyelashes and everything. She still has a lot of things that are very different from the original plane lady.
You're not a clone officially, because then when the apology video came out, everybody was like, "Oh, it's a different person. Are you
God.
a CIA plant? Is this a big op that you're
Oh
doing
my
on us?"
God.
Notice how he mentions a lot of people thought she was a CIA plant and they mock it, they make fun of it. This is a common thread throughout the entire interview.
Yeah, I'm a Fed, I'm CIA.
Yeah.
I mean, the conspiracy theories are really good. not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
they kinda
And
are,
I mean,
yeah.
they're really entertaining to listen to, but no.
I find it a little shifty. Not saying that she's admitting anything here, but she's also not clearly denying anything either. She does say no, but she says it after she lumps in the conspiracy theories. I'm a Fed, I'm CIA. The conspiracy theories are all very entertaining, but no. What is she saying no to? She at first says, I'm a Fed, I'm a CIA, which sounds like she's actually admitting it. And then she adds in the conspiracy theories, and then she says no. So it is not clear as to what she's actually saying no to. She never speaks clearly, which could be deliberate. It could be part of a narcissistic issue. Could be because she's confused, doesn't know how to talk clearly. She's not good at interviews because she's not a good actress. But she is in marketing. She is a professional. Professionals generally know how to speak clearly and communicate ideas clearly, especially if you're in a creative field. However, she tends to spit out a lot of junk, which is also known as word salad. The way that she talks, lacking such clarity, makes a very confusing story, which makes me suspect that it's deliberate, because if she wanted to clear things up, if she wanted, as behavioral arts pointed out, there are many indicators that she is very adamant about clearing up her story and clearing up misconceptions. But she leaves all these vague statements and vague dates and vague timelines and confusing the issue by not being clear. This is another common tactic that she's using to create additional confusion. Whether it's deliberate or not, I'm not sure. This repetitive tactic of saying one thing yet doing the other.
We were
Okay.
saying when it happened, like everyone that thinks that this is a different person.
Like, have you ever been with a girl?
Okay, this is also very condescending, and behavioral arts pointed this out as well. Again, going to, you're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about if you think that this is a different person, not actually answering the question. She never says, that's me. Very simple. That's me. She also responds to this in a very condescending way, saying, have you ever been with a woman? Assuming, once again, that we are dealing with horny men on the internet. No, I'm sorry, I've never been with a woman, but I am a woman, and even no matter how much makeup I put on, you can still tell it's me. I don't have plastic surgery or anything, I don't have cosmetic procedures, And I know several women who do have cosmetic procedures, but it doesn't make them look super different. So there's a legitimate reason why people are saying it doesn't look like the same woman, and you're not addressing it.
Can I ask again what you saw?
Yeah. You know, the reason why I probably haven't come out yet, because it's like so cringe. I did not see anything.
What?
There's that smirk again.
I mean, I think y'all knew that.
Okay.
Okay, so she says that she didn't see anything, and their response is, what? Now, they're friends. They already discussed this. It's very clear from my perspective anyway that they've already discussed all of this and they knew what they were going to talk about, because there's a lot of questions that they're asking that require in-depth knowledge of her experience. And also there's a lot of putting words into her mouth to sort of ease the blow of the impact of what had happened to her, to make her feel better, to make her feel that she's protected in this environment. And all of this information they already had. So they already knew that she didn't see anything. So if they didn't know, there would have been, first of all, a stronger reaction and stronger follow-up questions. The follow-up questions are weak. The one guy asks, well, but you did say you saw something. So anyway, we'll get to that. But her saying now, 4 months later, that she didn't see anything, and also prefacing it with the qualifier of probably the reason I didn't say anything is because it's so cringe. She knows why she didn't say anything. Behavioral arts even pointed this out. She knows why she didn't say anything. It's been 4 months. She's had all that time to ruminate, to think about it, to figure out what she was going to say. And this is the best response that she could come up with 4 months later. You know, if you legitimately didn't see anything and you caused this much of a disturbance and this much upheaval and this much viral attention, would it not ever occur to you to say this sooner? You know, like maybe when the Daily Mail doxed you, you know, like when maybe the Daily Mail tried to make you look, you know, batshit crazy like you say. Don't you think that it would have occurred to you to set the record straight up front and say, hey, hang on, I never saw anything and you're trying to make me look like a crazy person who sees lizard people. I never saw a lizard person. I never said I saw a lizard person. So it's that simple, and yet she is trying to play it off as if she had no clue that this was required of her. No clue that she could have made all of this go away just by saying that. I mean, she says earlier, I'm not dumb, I know how social media works. And yet she's playing it off like she is dumb. Again, with the whole, listen to what I say, not to what I do. I'm going to do something and tell you I'm doing the opposite. So, the gaslighting again. If she really saw nothing, she had the opportunity to come clean up front. She had the opportunity to come clean with TMZ or in her apology video, or at any time through social media, she had the opportunity to come clean. And she chose instead to wait 4 months to come clean and do a media parade to get all this attention now. Why? Why now? Like, what is going on? And it's not because she was trying to hide out, because if she was legitimately trying to hide out, she wouldn't be seeking all this media attention. She wouldn't have built a website that's designed for media inquiries with the title of viral personality at the top. Ugh.
We honestly had no idea.
Yeah.
You said you did.
No, I did not. The
Those
media.
motherfuckers.
You said this motherfucker's not real.
I said that motherfucker.
It's not real.
These or
Okay.
Apologies.
Okay, my detail-oriented mind cannot just like summarize the entire thing and walk away, because I need to show all the contradictions that she is putting out here. And I'm already half an hour into this, like what was originally a 20-minute clip. And I am nowhere near the end of summarizing my comments on this. So I think I'm going to have to portion this out into multiple videos, even though it might drive people mad with the multiple videos. But at this point, I don't care. I just want to get it out. So I'm going to pick an end point, wrap it up, and put this out. And it will continue tomorrow. So at this stage, she says she did not say that she saw something, which is true. She didn't. She said that MFer is not real, but it did imply that she saw a not real person. And now she's trying to blame the media. So she's blame shifting to the media, saying they're the ones who said she saw a not real person, and they're trying to make her look batshit. And okay, fine, but you're the one who is now trying to own it. You're the one who made the fuss on the plane. All they said was you said that you saw a not real person, which is what you said. That MFer is not real means that you saw a not real person. So if you're trying to own it, own it. That's what you said. You didn't, it's not a figure of speech. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I got in a bit of an altercation. It spiraled out of control. It was not my best moment.
Okay, here she says she got into an altercation. It was not her best moment. But before she even mentions that, she has a lot of, I don't know what to say, which she does a lot. And she tends to change the subject or divert attention onto something else to distract from the original topic of conversation, so you don't actually get an answer from her.
I mean, it's actually a horrible moment. It's absolutely mortifying. So
Everyone has
mortifying.
bad moments on planes.
Yeah, but mine, 450 million plus people have seen it.
Yep.
Like,
It's that many?
pretty.
Jesus.
That's a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, the way in which she goes about retelling the incident, she's rewriting history. This is another narcissistic tactic, revision of history. She's totally omitted the most important part of her episode by not talking about the fact that she said the plane was going to blow up, not mentioning that she didn't think the plane was going to make it to Orlando and that everyone was going to die on the plane. She totally ignores all of that. All she says is, not my best moment. She's treating it as if she felt uncomfortable. She was in her feels and she had to get off the plane. Why didn't she just change seats with somebody else on the plane if she was so uncomfortable with that person? No, she had to get off the plane. Her anxiety was so intense, she had to get off the plane. But she couldn't just get off the plane. She had to turn around and make a grand production of it, terrorizing everybody on the plane, inconveniencing them, making them get off the plane and change planes because she declared that the plane was going to go down. I mean, it's astounding how she's minimizing the incident into, oh, I was just in my feels and I had to get off the plane and it's not my best moment. I didn't really look good. Like, yeah, you didn't look good, but that's not the issue here. So not the issue. She is the artful dodger. She's dodging every single issue, every single question, and revising history. And she's saying one thing, doing another. There are many narcissistic traits popping up here. And so far, all she cares about is how she looks. I also want to point out that this guy contributes to minimizing the issue by saying, oh, everybody has bad moments on planes. No, they do not. No, they do not. And not everybody has a bad moment on a plane to the level that she did. I mean, I can't believe those words came out of his mouth. I can't believe that he said that, thinking that it was true. I don't know what kind of planes he flies on, but I have never in my whole life, and I've flown quite a bit, seen anybody behave that way. And if I had, I wouldn't call it a bad moment. A bad moment is having indigestion. A bad moment is getting grumpy because the person in front of you put their seat back too far or won't put their seat up because you have to eat dinner and they're supposed to put their seat up and you're annoyed with them. And maybe you thump them on the back and say, hey, would you put your seat up? That's a bad moment. What she had was a mental breakdown. What she had was a hissy fit. What she had was complete loss of self-control. I mean, you cannot compare the two. You cannot say that it was a bad moment. Like, are people really buying this? Are people actually accepting anything she's saying, and there is so much more I have to say on this, but I can't put it all in one video right now. So I'm going to put this out, and I will continue this tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Hope you're having a great day. Please leave your comments below.